Hello and welcome live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwe, and today our focus would be on the southeastern region. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making rounds at the moment. The Minister of Health, Professor Ali Pate, Ali Pate, has announced the suspension of the warning strike embarked upon by the National Association of Nigerian Nurses. Addressing journalists after a closed-door meeting in Abuja, Professor Mohammed Pate, Ali Pate, revealed that the industrial action was called off following productive deliberations and agreements reached with the leadership of the association. The strike, which commenced nationwide on July 30th, 2025, had disrupted services in hospitals as members of the nurses' unions withdrew from duty. Professor Pate reiterated the government's commitment to addressing the concerns raised by the nurses, assuring that efforts are ongoing to build a more sustainable and responsive healthcare system for the benefit of all Nigerians. We start off in Anambra State, where Governor Soludo is marking his 65th birthday with a series of visits to key health and correctional facilities across the state. Instead of a grand celebration, the governor chose to connect with the vulnerable as part of his vision to improve healthcare and support systems in Anambra State.
Rather than hosting a party, Governor Soludo of Anambra State spent his 65th birthday visiting facilities that serve the poor and vulnerable. His first stop was the Neuropsychiatric Hospital in Northia, where patients warmly welcome him. The governor inspects the facility and promises a stronger focus on mental health, noting that a rehabilitation center project is already ongoing in nearby Nibo community.
I've seen the conditions in which they are, quite not the best of it, and that's why we're also building a rehabilitation hospital at Nibo for our youths. It's about lifestyle, what you eat, what you smoke, what you drink, and how you live. And I think we're going to lay a lot of emphasis on prevention. Prevention, by teaching our people healthy living.
At the Onitsha Correctional Center, the governor encouraged the inmates to embrace education, vocational skills, and good values that will help them reintegrate into society after serving their terms.
I am happy that some of you now go to school. Okay? You are going to school. Yes, it's good. You acquire some skills, acquire some education, and become a new person. Yeah.
He also visits St. Charles Borromeo Hospital, Onitsha, and Iyemo Hospital, Ogidi, where he interacted with the patient and praised the health workers for their dedication. He assures them that the government will continue to work with mission hospitals in order to strengthen the healthcare delivery services.
This institution, founded in 1965, I think 60th anniversary this year, has played its own a very critical role in the health, if you like, ecosystem.
For the people of Anambra, the governor's visit is a sign of renewed hope as they look forward to the impact this encouragement will bring in the coming days.
Governor Alex Oti of Abia State is calling on the federal government to urgently complete the Ishialangwa inland dry port after a 19-year delay. Governor Oti insists that the delay is causing huge economic losses and shows that something is wrong with the project's execution. Governor Alex Oti expresses frustration over the long delay in making the Ishialangwa dry ports functional. He described it as a major setback for Abia's economy and Nigeria's trade sector. Speaking during a meeting with officials from the Nigeria Shippers Council in Mvosi, Ishalangwa South local government area, the governor asked the federal government to fix the infrastructure problems holding back the project.
To people, 7 inland ports were created there. With some proposed new creations. I don't think those ones have happened. And Ishalangwa happens to be one of the 7. We have discussed this thank you. So well, I'm happy to be part of the solution. I want the port to start working yesterday.
Governor Oti reveals that his government is ready to work with the Nigerian Shippers Council to remove all barriers, stopping the dry port from starting operations.
It is very long time for the Ishalangwa side ports to still be on the drawing table. And they have to move from the drawing table to the execution curve. So, many times I repeat the and they say that I will sit out.
Earlier, the executive secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Akuta Ukeima, asked the Abia State governments to support the revival of the Ishalangwa dry port.
With renewed commitment from the concessionaire and the enabling leadership of your administration, Your Excellency, we believe the IDP can deliver far-reaching benefits, including the transformation of Abia State into a major logistic and trade hub for the Southeast and neighboring states, to also provide direct global market access to Aba's world-renowned industrial clusters and SMEs.
Governor Oti's call adds fresh urgency to the completion of the Ishalangwa dry port, a project seen as critical to boosting trade, creating jobs, and unlocking Abia's economic potential. The ball is now in the federal government's court to deliver on the long-awaited infrastructure. Today on Newsroom series, we spotlight the remarkable efforts of Abia State under Governor Alex Oti's leadership, from sustaining security to transforming infrastructure and deepening governance reforms. The administration is redefining public service delivery in the state. Joining us is the Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Publicity, Mr. Ferdinand Ekeoma, who will provide more insights on strategies driving this impactful initiatives. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So let's just go straight into it. What specific strategies has the Alex Oti administration implemented to sustain security and curb crime across the state?
Thank you. You will recall that on assumption of office, the governor launched a joint security initiative, which is a codenamed Operation Crush, and that led to the setting up of a very formidable, security, what I call it, architecture. That Operation Crush took off and began to do the needful. And of course, it involved the police, the security, the army, the DSS, and the rest of them. And in a matter of months, they were able to deal decisively with the criminals that were wreaking havoc in different parts of Abia, especially the Umunuchi axis of the state. But the most important thing that the governor has done, he has tried to institutionalize, his security strategy here to ensure sustainability in service delivery. And that has seen him ensure that there is serious cooperation between the government and the different security agencies. In as much as we know that it's mainly the responsibility of the federal government to fund these security agencies, but the Alex Oti-led government has gone out of its way to ensure that it spends a lot of money in ensuring that these security agencies are well equipped, to provide the needed services that will ensure security of lives and property in Abia State. On the inauguration of the Operation Crush, dozens of security vehicles were donated to these security agencies. And of course, the pictures you are seeing there is a follow-up to that. But above all, the governor, decided to think outside the box. by launching the Abia State Security Advisory Council, which is chaired by the former Chief of Army Staff, retired General Azubike Onyabohejirika, and of course, the Abia State Security Trust Fund, which work hand in glove to ensure that whatever activities, whatever security-related efforts being made by the government, gets the necessary institutional support. And of course, that was what led to the recent fundraising ceremony organized by the Abia State Security Trust Fund, which saw the state raise over 4 billion naira, in a matter of hours. And we saw people from different parts of the country come to Abia to identify with the governor because they appreciate his vision, his style of leadership, and of course, have a lot of respect for him because of his capacity and character and everything. So, in a nutshell, what the government has done in Abia is to institutionalize, from our own perspective, from our own angle, outside whatever federal government is doing, institutionalize security and get it funded effectively, collaborate with security agencies, give them the necessary support to ensure they deliver optimally.
Okay. Now, how is the ongoing infrastructure transformation directly improving the daily lives of Abia residents, especially in rural areas?
Okay, so our governor will always tell you that the investors go only to a place that has been prepared for them. And it's that vision, that mindset, that philosophy that ignited the effort, the commitment, the dedication, the sincerity, and the speed he has deployed in ensuring that there is serious infrastructural transformation in Abia State. If you look at a road like Port Harcourt Road, which is the signature road project, Port Harcourt Road was in a state of disrepair for nothing less than 30 years. And this is a major gateway into Aba. So with what the governor has done there with Julius Berger, all the business activities, the factories, the markets, the schools, the churches, the hospitality industries, all of them that collapsed as a result of the collapsed road have all come back to life, and those that haven't come back to are coming up with speed. Even schools that were shut down, that were deserted, all of them are coming back to life. Now you look at the Umuahia Uzuakola Abrebo on Hofia Road, which was awarded to 3 construction companies. This is a 67-kilometer road. People who like to play politics will prefer to award it to one construction company and wait to use it to campaign during politicking. But the governor, in his wisdom, recognizes that the road is a very strategic road that will impact the lives and the economic activities of the people of Abia North positively. Decided to award the road to reputable 3 construction companies. So they were all working simultaneously. And in record time, the road has been delivered. And the impact of these road projects are being felt on a daily basis. People who were spending 3 hours between Ibere and Laite to come to Umuahia to sell the goods and carry out all kinds of business activities now spend 30 minutes to be here. So that says a lot about the far-reaching impact of these policies. So the governor's strategy to open up the state for investors has, to a great extent, impacted the economic well-being, the economic activities of our people very positively.
Okay,
look at that Omenoko Bridge, for example. That was it's verifiable, close to 30 years, and this is a bridge that has taken the lives of not less than 30 persons over the years. It was abandoned in record time, less than 9 months now. It's been completed, and the place is being opened up. So Abia at the moment is a construction site, and this is because the governor understands that it requires infrastructure for investors to come. And when investors invest and employ people, of course, it will impact the economy positively and the lives of the people as well.
Okay. Now, what are the key challenges the administration has faced in implementing these reforms, and how is the government addressing them?
Well, naturally, when innovations come, people, try to resist them. Here, things were in a very terrible shape over the years. all kinds of things were happening both in the civil service and the rest of them. So naturally, there will be resistance, either from people who were profiteering from the old system or people who are finding it difficult to adjust to the new dawn in Abia. So, but what the government is doing is to use its human disposition to dealing with issues. Every reform that is being carried out by this government is done with human face. And for example, the implementation of TSA, prior to now, people, they practice what was called generate and pay. And you saw key institutions of the states in a shambolic state. Most of them were being owed, for example, an institution like APSU was being owed, staff were being owed 11 months salary arrears before Governor Lesoti came on board. The former Abia State Polytechnic, now Ogbonnaonu Polytechnic, staff were being owed 32 months, and many other institutions. But with the strategic measures put in place by the governor, where he has taken over these responsibilities and ensure that people are paid as and when due, and that people also now show dedication and commitment to their duties. Over time, they are now beginning to realize that it is actually not in their interest to resist these reforms, because if there is anything it has done, it is to turn around our institutions, to impact them, to ensure that those who are supposed to be paid salaries receive their salaries as and when due. The enabling environment also is being created by the government, and the people can see it and feel the difference. So they are adjusting to the reality and realizing that it's no longer business as usual.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, we have just been joined by the Special Advisor to Governor Alex Otti on Media and Publicity, Mr. Ferdinand Ekeoma, and we're talking about developments in Abia State. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You're watching Newsroom series live on Channels Television. Still ahead, we'll bring you more stories from the southeastern region. Stay with us. Welcome back. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, in collaboration with a coalition of agencies and civil society organizations in Ebonyi State, under the umbrella of Ebonyi State anti-human trafficking stakeholders, have strengthened commitments to make the state detrimental to human traffickers. The resolution was part of the outcome of a one-day public sensitization campaign organized by the group in commemoration of the 2025 World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, with the theme Human Trafficking is Organized Crime and the Exploitation. The event took place at Ahia Uhuru, a community market and motor park in suburb of Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital.
Human trafficking is described by NAPTIP officials as a silent but dangerous crime, leaving victims with emotional trauma, abuse, and even death. To mark the 2025 World Day Against Human Trafficking, NAPTIP and the Ebonyi State Task Force on Human Trafficking organized a campaign at Ahia Uhuru Market to educate people on the tricks used by traffickers, such as fake job offers and false promises of a better life. Speakers at the event highlighted poverty, unemployment, and ignorance as key reasons people fall victim. They urged residents to stay alert and reject suspicious offers.
Our children out there are suffering. Our young youths there are suffering, all in the name of they don't know what to do. They don't have enough information. So that's why we are today marking International Day and World Day Against Human Trafficking in Ebonyi State in a special way. Before now, we have been using road work, we have been going to media houses, but we said that there is need for us to go to the grassroots. This is a marketplace, a community marketplace, and you can see they are here in their numbers, and we are here to sensitize them on this issue about human trafficking and how to say no to human trafficking.
Community leader Sunday Nweka called human trafficking a crime against humanity and need the government to take stronger actions against traffickers.
Some of these things are inhumanity against human. It's a very bad approach to life. And anybody who engages in such, death penalty should be the punishment. It's a very bad approach and cannot be accepted anywhere, especially in this our own country.
The event featured school children holding placards with messages like, "We say no to human trafficking," Children are not for sale. I am not a commodity. The 2025 commemoration is a reminder for parents to take responsibility and for the government to create policies that protect vulnerable.
The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Agbetokun, has been praised for his support in improving police educational institutions. At a review parade held at Police Children's School Nekede in Imo State, the Chief Principal Security Officer to the Governor, CSP Shabak Boyako, lauded the IGP's efforts in developing human resources within the Force Education Department. He described the school as a model of discipline and academic excellence, urging students to embrace hard work and respect as paths to success.
This moment is not only proud, one for me personally, but it is also a reflection of discipline, dedication, and excellence. That this greater school continue to insist these young boys. Watching these bright, confident children marching with such pride and purpose, filling my heart with awe and pride of the future of our dear country. I want to use this opportunity to thank the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Agbetokun, PhD, who has been supportive of Force Education Department through investment and human resources and development.
The Nigerian Air Force has announced plans to institutionalize continuous flight instructor currency training to align its instructional capacity with global aviation best practices. This initiative aims to sustain the impeccable safety records of its International Helicopter Flying School. The Chief of Training and Operations, Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Francis Adosa, mentioned this during the graduation ceremony of the Integrated Pilot course and the Airline Transport Pilot's License course held in Enugu. Air Vice Marshal Adosa emphasized that the Nigerian Air Force remains resolute in ensuring the sustainability of its aviation training institutions.
The Nigerian Air Force will institutionalize continuous flight instructors' currency training. This initiative will align instructional capacity with global best practices, enhancing training effectiveness and maintaining the impeccable safety record that the International Helicopter Flying School is known for.
Representing the Enugu State Governor, the Commissioner for Transport, Ubi Ozo, reiterated the state government's readiness to partner with the International Helicopter Flying School. He stated that such collaboration will enhance local capacity development and create job opportunities for Nigerians.
We envision a bustling hub that will welcome over 3 million tourists and business travelers annually, catalyzing commerce, hospitality, logistics, and trade. But infrastructure alone is not enough. We need people, skilled people, disciplined people, technically trained people like you. That is why the institution at this moment matters. Beyond celebration, today is a strategic call to action. We need partners in the pilot training, MRO, simulator development, logistics, and human capital development.
The Anambra State government has unveiled a mobile tech hub built by the Geeks and Founders Alliance for Soludo to provide free high-speed internet across campaign grounds, schools, and public areas. The initiative aims to support Governor Chukwuma Soludo's re-election and his digital transformation agenda for the state.
At the Emeka Anyoku Boulevard in Awka, the Anambra State capital, the government formally unveils the Gefas Mobile Tech Hub,
It has been unveiled. However, Mr. Governor,
It's a fully equipped bus that will deliver free Wi-Fi to over 3,000 people per location. Representing Governor Chukwuma Soludo, Deputy Governor Onyekachukwu Ibezim commends the Geeks and Founders Alliance for driving this digital push.
I want you to use this avenue to reach out to others. Okay, tell them, get out the good news. Mr. Governor is here for all of us. He is somebody whom it's always hard for him to lead. But when he understands what you're doing, honestly, forget about leadership. Because he's going to break all the rocks, break all the fact. The sky will just be the beginning for you in what you're doing.
The CEO of Anambra ICT Agency, Mr. Chukwemeka Agbata, describes the mobile tech hub as a bold step in making internet access free and accessible to students, entrepreneurs, and citizens at public events.
That basic principle of saying that everyone who wants to lay fiber optic and build ducts in the states and expand their connectivity don't need to pay for that right of way. That has given way to explosion. And what you are seeing today is an extension of what has been happening. Various public places, as Mr. Governor promised in his manifesto, already have free connectivity and free internet. Various lodges across the student area also have connectivity. About 4 all of the higher institutions in the state also have connectivity.
The public is encouraged to search for Solution Wi-Fi on their devices whenever they spot the Tech Hub bus in public places, campuses, and campaign grounds. The Solution Wi-Fi is already active in over 26 locations across Anambra State, marking a significant leap towards a smarter, connected state.
And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwu. Enjoy the rest of your day.